Perfect.
Okay. Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Hannah. I'm here with my other RAZ members, Lexi and Lauren, and we're here to do a resume building workshop with you virtually. Just in advance, just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope that everyone has a safe holiday and you spend some time with your loved ones if you can. So we'll get started. We're going to try and make it as interactive as possible. This was originally supposed to be in person, but we're going to do our best to make it as least boring as we can. Okay, so just to start off, we're going to talk about where we can find some job postings in Sudbury, how to print resumes for either low cost or for free, and then also like how to find free templates to kind of spice up your resume. So to find job postings, first off, obviously online, there's lots of resources. So Indeed, Workopolis, LinkedIn, Job Bank, those are just a few of many. And then out in the community, SASE has employment services, which you may have already accessed. Also, the YMCA has some really good resources on their website. And they also have employment services that you can access at the facility. And then some just hidden in plain sight resources that I've taken advantage of myself, or just like even in grocery stores, sometimes on electricity poles, you see just random postings. They're one-off, but sometimes they can really work out. And of course, billboards, Tim Hortons, McDonald's, even some like larger factory stores will have postings outside of their buildings. So just some things to look out for. And then where to find resume and cover letter templates, because sometimes that black and white Word doc gets kind of boring. So nothing too crazy, that still keeping it professional. Google Docs has a handful. These ones actually below are all from Google Docs, really professional, but just not boring to look at like they can be. Canva is great as well. You just want to watch out. Sometimes they're a little too fancy. If you're applying for a job, you want to avoid having a photo. So just a couple of things to look out for, but still more ideas and inspiration. And then Word. And then, of course, if you Google resume template, there's tons of other sites on the internet that you can use to your advantage. And then just lastly, for my part, if you don't have a printer, how do you get a paper copy? I know myself as a student, I don't have one either. It's like kind of hard to have one, to maintain one. Ink is really expensive. So if you're in that same boat, the YMCA offers free printing services. SASE also offers free printing services if you weren't aware. And then some low-cost printing services are offered at local libraries. Of course, Staples as well, but the library is probably a better bet for a low-cost option.
So when you're looking at a resume, the typical template is going to be an objective, which is where you're going to put what you're trying to achieve with your resume, which is usually getting a job at blank establishment. Then you're going to put how many languages you speak. Can just be English. Mine is just English. And then after that is your qualifications. So this is the section where you list a lot of your skills and everything that'll tell your potential employer why they should hire you. Following that is going to be your education level. So whether it's high school, whether it's university, whether it's somewhere in between, you're putting your education level there. And then it's your professional experience, which is your work experience. So that's where you're going to put any work experience you've had ever, any job you've ever had. And then your volunteer experiences. So those are really good if you haven't had a job. Any organization, even if it's not an accredited organization, you can put anything down for that, anything that you've done volunteer-wise. Then your awards and recognitions. So these are any things that maybe you got an award at school, or you got an award with your work or something like that. And then you have your certifications. So this would be things maybe like CPR, or it could be your health and food safety certified, anything like that. Home alone, childcare, anything like that. And then you have your references, and you can put references available upon request. A lot of employers won't request references at the first stage, but it's a good section to have anyways.
Hi guys, my name is Lexi. I'm just going to go over a completed resume example. So you guys should have access to this example as well as a blank template. So you can fill in your own information as you go. So I'm just going to go over a couple of the sections here. So the heading is obviously the person's name and your address, and then ways that they can contact you, whether that be your phone number or your email address. And then as Lauren said, often you start out with an objective. So for example, we have written here, I'm a dedicated and motivated high school student seeking part-time employment with your company. I would love to help your team provide excellent customer service while gaining practical work experience. So obviously that's gonna look different depending on who you are and what kind of job you're applying to, but that's sort of a general example. Then here I have listed languages that I speak, so English and French. My education, so you can put the elementary school that you went to, and then the high school that you went to. So you might still be in high school, so you can put, for example, I'm grade 10, or you might have graduated high school, so you can put that as well. In terms of work experience, that's pretty self-explanatory. I think it's important to remember that even if it doesn't seem like sort of a legit job, you can always put it down. So that might be babysitting your younger cousin. Like you gain a lot of skills from doing that. So it's important to include on your resume. And then always list how long you've worked there for and what that job entailed. So what you did day to day in that position. And then we'll go to the next slide. Then I have listed some volunteer experiences. So this one has a math tutor at high school, and then also working as a basketball referee for high school. So volunteer experiences also show your skills, and you can list what those volunteer experiences entailed as well. Then I have some awards and recognitions. So that can be sort of any award or recognition you've ever received. Certification. So this could be job specific. So for example, if you're applying for a job as a delivery driver, you might want to include that you have a driver's license. Whereas if you're applying somewhere where you're going to be working with food, you can do the, if you have Smart Serve or any sort of food handling certification. And then at the end here, I have one reference listed. As Lauren said, you can always include a section here that just says references available upon request, because you might get an interview and then they'll request to speak to someone you worked for or volunteered for. And I think that's it. So as I said, that template is available to you guys, and there should be a blank one as well, so you can fill it out with your own stuff.
Yeah, you can access the fillable template on this Facebook post, or if you ask Libby or Hope at Sassy, they can provide it for you as well. So Merry Christmas, guys, and have a safe and happy holiday.